I hate both of you.
Okay. Um. Um.
Do you know? I got you.
I
I got you.
forgot how to do this.
Welcome to One Foot on the Ground.
Welcome.
Yeah, this is Johnny.
This is Ashley, and today we
And,
have a special guest, Erica.
Hello.
Hi, Erica.
Hi.
Erica is one of our oldest and dearest friends. Not to say she's old.
No.
I'm old. It's okay. You can say it.
Yeah.
We we like to age people on our podcast. Every time we have a third person, I always feel like we're that radio show from SNL with Anna Gasteyer and who was it? Kristen Wiig, or who was it with her? Was it Anna Gasteyer? Maybe it wasn't even her.
It was Anna Gasteyer. It was not Kristen Wiig. They were not.
Was Kristen not there yet?
Decade. No.
Oh no. Okay.
No, it was Molly Shannon.
There you go. Oh yes. Thank you. Oh, poor Molly. Oh, I'm sorry, Molly. I apologize. I know you're listening.
Well, now you just aged all of those women.
Sorry.
We keep saying aged, and it just makes me think of like barrel aged, like wine or bourbon.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Fair.
is.
It's also
Or
funny that you
meat.
mentioned that because Anna Gasteyer is in one of the movies we're talking about.
She is. That's probably why. No, I'm just kidding.
Good
No, I was
segue.
excited about that though. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh, I forgot about that. So we are doing a double feature today of two lovely films for the holidays. One is called I don't remember the movies.
Happiest Season
Happiest
from
Season
2020.
from 2020.
And we have Single All the Way
From 2021.
2021.
Now I have to say, was what is it called? Happiest Season?
Yeah. John, he
Watch
literally
one
said
both
we
in
took
the
notes.
morning.
Do you know how hard it was for me to even figure out what I had to IMDb Kristen Stewart to find out what movie I had to watch? Because I was like, I cannot remember the name of this movie.
Didn't you pick it?
I did, but I don't I don't know what's wrong with me. I cannot remember anything. And it took me forever to figure it out. And even Kristen Stewart was hard for me to look up because I spelled her name wrong. And I was like, so I had to look up Spencer because I knew she was in that. So
Wow.
I had to reverse engineer IMDb just to find out what this movie was.
No,
But-
it wasn't IMDb. It was like your brain, your notes.
Yeah, horrible. Where was I going with any of that? Oh, Single All the Way,
Perfect.
2020. Oh, no, Happiest Holiday, whatever it's called, season.
Season. John.
Oh my God. Whatever, it's a movie. I forgot what I was going to say again. What is wrong with me? Shit. Oh, is it a
Well, this is
Hulu
going
movie?
well.
Like, what is the platform that was on? Because I know it was like it's on
yeah.
Hulu, but is it a Hulu film?
I don't think it was a Hulu film.
I could have sworn it
but
was
that
Netflix.
they sold to Hulu. No, it's not a Netflix film.
Well,
I,
no.
I think
It
this was
premiered
a
on
movie
Hulu.
that was supposed to drop in theaters in 2020,
Yeah.
and
It did.
and
It
I
came
think
out.
they just like sold streaming rights to like an exclusive right to Hulu.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think it's a Hulu movie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. And that was another reason I was IMDbing it, because I was searching all the platforms, like, where is this damn movie? And it turns out it was on
What?
Hulu.
Do you have your letterbox set up with your streaming services?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it
under,
tells
like,
you
where
where
to
it's streaming
watch.
on Letterboxd.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I had to IMDb it first just to figure out what it was called.
Oh, right.
I'm sure it's under popular this week as well.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So anyway, so we can talk about, I guess, that one first.
Happiest Season. We're gonna discuss
Yes.
Happiest Season first because we typically do the movie that came out earliest.
Yes. So we'll start with that one. So what is it about?
What was it about? Well, I guess Erica.
Erica,
Okay.
what's it about?
Yeah, because
Oh,
we had a
okay.
little stalemate.
It is about two women. We've got Kristen Stewart and Mackenzie Davis,
Look at you.
and they are a couple. Are they living in Chicago? Is that where? Why do I think Chicago? It
Oh, I
doesn't
don't
matter.
know.
Wherever
I don't
they
know.
live,
Where's Candy Cane Lane?
It wasn't Candy Cane Lane, was it? No, it was Peppermint Lane. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Was it Candy Cane Lane?
It was Candy Cane Lane.
Oh.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but they are a couple, and it's the holiday season, and Mackenzie Davis' character is named Harper, I think.
Yes.
She wants Kristen Davis to go home with her for the holidays to visit her family. And then on the way there, she finds out that Kristen Davis finds out that Harper is not out to her family, and that she has to now hide the fact that they're in a relationship. And furthermore, when they get there, she has to also hide the fact that she is also gay. And it just kind of unravels from there.
Yeah, and it also spoils her proposal plans.
Oh,
right,
yes.
right,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot she was going to do that.
right.
Oh, yeah. Which Dan Levy, he was adamantly against. No
Right.
marriage for you.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't support their loving relationship, but he didn't believe in marriage. This has a fantastic cast, by the way.
Yeah.
All these people are amazing. And I must have noticed this when I watched it the first time last year, but obviously my brain doesn't work. But Clea Duvall wrote and directed this. And
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, she even came up with that story. What? I love that.
Well, she wrote it with Molly, the sister, the awesome sister.
Jane.
Not what's her name? Not Alison Brie, but the other one.
Yeah, Jane.
Yeah.
Jane. We're going to talk about Jane. I love Jane. She's my favorite.
She was a writer on it too. She was a co-writer on it.
See, I feel like I did know that. I feel like I knew that last year when I was Googling, when I watched it last year. Yeah, I was excited about this movie when it premiered on the Hulus, I suppose. And we watched it the day it came out. It was very exciting. It was like, ooh, lesbians for Christmas. It was lovely.
Yeah, it received a lot of hate because it still included people coming out.
Yeah, it's central
all,
plot.
There's so many, which kind of a drag. But it's still we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of queer holiday movies, so it's still at the top of those charts. Still popular.
Yeah. I remember I really liked it when we first watched it. I don't know if that was because it was we were still in lockdown sort of vibes and all of that. But this time when I watched it this year, so I've watched it twice this year, I didn't enjoy it as much. I don't know really why. But the first time I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. Bravo. And now I'm like, okay, we could have done better. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Last year, I remember loving it a lot. This year, when I watched it, I was like, well, I still got kind of emotional for parts of it, but I kept thinking this is not as good as I remember.
Do you think that it's because the first time we all had hope that Kristen Stewart would get with Aubrey Plaza instead?
Yes.
So the second time you watch
yes.
it, you know that's not how it ends, and you're
I
maybe a little bit less invested.
think that's why.
Yes.
Because Aubrey's so hot. It's like, and they match so much better. I don't understand the end of this movie.
It's we can't like shame it. I mean, like it's also hard to come out for some people, I guess, but I
don't think it's just the fact that she hadn't come out yet. It's that she was lying to her all throughout their relationship. Like she didn't include her ex-boyfriend in her stories that she told her of her past. She would just leave him out. She didn't tell her that she outed Aubrey, or did she? Maybe she did, but
yeah, she did.
Like,
it was rude.
Those are red flags, man.
Yeah, she's not a really great character, like in the scheme of things,
right?
And I feel like Kristen Stewart was duped. And she totally should have gone
Kristen
for Aubrey.
Stewart was like
Aubrey
forgave like a lot.
Yeah,
she was like, "I'm mad," and Harper was like, "I'm sorry," and she's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
She's pretty passive in a lot of this.
Yeah, I agree. What was I going to say? I don't know. I did love Aubrey Plaza's performance in this. I thought it was unique. Like it was different from what we're used to seeing her do. Right, and I thought she pulled it off beautifully. Like, and that's, I think, another reason that it was kind of disappointing. It wasn't like, oh, it should have been with her, because she was great. She was just so much fun.
Yeah, and the few moments we have Aubrey Plaza like on screen, like we're invested.
Oh, absolutely.
Where everyone else, like, it's like, well, and it doesn't even feel like it was just her performance. Like, I think that like the director wanted us to fall in love with like Aubrey Plaza's character, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like see a spark between them. But I think they did too good of a job, and the movie should have just been like that vibe the whole way through.
Yeah. So I'm looking at my notes here. Clea Duvall was my first note. My second note was when the mom asked Abby to take a picture. I hate this so much. And first of all, like I have to say, Mary Steenburgen in this, she wasn't very likable for most of it. And I was like, that's really weird for her, because I love her. So I was like, oh, stop it. Ew. But she asked her to take this damn picture and then judged all the pictures that she took harshly and rudely and said none of these are usable. And I absolutely hate this. And I hate it for multiple reasons, but one of them is because people do this to people in real life all the time. This happens to me all the time, especially if I go out for like Pride or something, and the gays all want me to take a picture of them. And I'm like, well, thanks. I don't, want to be in your pictures anyway. But but at the same time, it's like, then they judge, and then somebody else has to come in and do it for them because I'm not doing a good enough job. And I'm like, then don't ask me to take your damn picture. I didn't want to take it in the first place. You have to be all judgy and bitchy about it. Like, F you. I hated that.
Well, I mean, in general, the parents in this movie were awful, god awful people.
Yeah,
they would constantly interrupt her every time Abby would talk to them, and she was trying to be, friendly and get to know them. And every time they would just kind of just cut her off or start talking about something random. You know what I mean? It was just really shitty behavior from parents in a movie,
It really was. It really was. And I think that's another reason that it's like, why didn't she end up with Aubrey? Because like even her family, it's like, you have to deal with these people again later. They're going to be just as shitty. I mean, maybe not when they know that you're in love, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're different afterwards, but it's like, they're certainly not very good people to random strangers that come into their home to enjoy the holidays with them. Like, it was kind of weird. And then, I mean, I know it was supposed to be funny for parts of it, but like the whole, oh, she's an orphan, and that whole weird thing that everybody did with her. And it was like, what? This is really strange.
Yeah, they kept bringing that up.
I did love how weird the family was, though, even though they're fucked up. I liked how weird they were. Like everybody was weird, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. I like the weirdness of the people." But Jane is my favorite, and I love her so much.
Yeah,
and
she steals the show.
I felt for her character more than any other ones, because I was like, absolutely, this is the one. She's so fantastic. And of course she would be the one that they're like, oh yeah, that's Jane. Like, shut up. She's the best.
They're super dismissive of her. Like even in the beginning when she was talking about her book, and like she wasn't being like dorky or whatever. She was talking like very cleanly about like this world and these ideas and this and that like she's been working years on and is proud of. And they're like, oh, how could it take so long to like to create a fantasy or something? And she's like, it's like way more difficult than you think. You know,
like, it takes a long time to create a world.
Ugh, get fucked.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
She had she also like hints at that behavior from her family in just some of her own dialogue. Like when she says, like they're in the car with the kids and like, let me know if you need room, I can make myself real small.
Oh,
Says that with the kids on both sides of her. It's like, what? That's such a good line, because clearly she's been doing that her whole life, is making herself real small. And then there's like the fact that her bedroom was in the basement because she had night terrors. She didn't want to disturb her family.
Right.
And then they had to like remove the lock because she was scared they were going to lock her in the room. Like, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
all that stuff is hilarious and sad and dark.
I agree. That poor thing.
Like, so, and we have such a clean wrap up at the of this flick where, like, you know, like we can get more into it, but like Sharper's like, okay, I'm gay, I'm with this woman, Abby or whoever, and they're like, we'll reflect for about 10 minutes and everything seems to be fine. But meanwhile, at the beginning, they're like, lifestyle choice about Aubrey Plaza, and that's like gross. You're telling me these people were just like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, they do a complete 180 when she actually comes out, and they're all of a sudden like reflecting on their behaviors all this time. Like, they have a conversation, the mom and dad, about their behavior and how this has spilled over into their children's lives. Like, all this focus, because we haven't mentioned that the father is running for mayor of this town,
and it's all about him and his image and the image of his family,
which is part of the reason like why she was upset about the photos too that Abby was taking, because she needed it for his political Instagram. You know, all of this is like, everything is about image. And as soon as she comes out, and you know, because they have this epic meltdown at the end of the movie, because we also haven't mentioned Sloane, the other sister, played by Allison Brie. She is in a failing marriage and also doesn't want to tell her parents this because it would derail his campaign and all that. It would be bad for all of that. And so all of that comes out in one big epic fight, including they smash Jane's beautiful painting that she makes for the white elephant party that they're throwing.
Love that.
But then they have this coming together, and it's just like, all of a sudden they're like, oh, we've been terrible people all of this time to our children. No wonder they're so fucked up. It's like, why did it take this to happen for you to realize that?
Yeah, exactly.
This is an obvious thing.
I still can't believe that. I mean, obviously it's a movie and it's written this way, but in real life, would anybody actually take a painting and do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, break it over somebody's head? Like, I that would never be a thought in my head to do. I mean, obviously I'm an artist, so I guess maybe
you think
different.
differently about it.
But I mean, is that something either of you would do? Like,
I don't know. Like in the heat of the
Yeah.
moment, I'm in a
Yeah, how
scrappy little
close
fight
is
with
it
my
to me?
sister. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but the problem is the reason that they do that is just to show that everyone doesn't really care about the things that Jane spends so much time on. You know, it's another hit against Jane, that they don't even care that she made this beautiful painting. They're just going to destroy it. Who cares? It's just Jane.
Seriously. Oh, I hated that. Well, I also didn't like Anna Gasteyer. She was kind of a shitty character in this too. She was the one that they were trying to impress so that she would give them, I guess, money to help with the campaign. And so they were all trying to impress her. And when she opened that as a gift, she's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, it's a painting of Main Street. Like, why do you act
it's not
like
an abstract painting?
No, it's not like it was something where you needed to have it interpreted. It was a wonderful piece of art by this girl that spent time doing it. Like, how dare you act like that about it, you fucking pretentious bitch. I mean, oh, it just made me so mad. I mean, obviously I know it's supposed to be funny, but it pissed me off. Bitch.
Yeah, I didn't like the parts where they're like, where the family is like digging at Jane. Like, I'm not a fan.
No,
you know, it's supposed to be funny, but I was like, I relate to Jane.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I love it. Also in my notes is the leopard wallpaper. It's like when Kristen Stewart is brushing her teeth and texting her lady friend, and she's in front of this wallpaper, and I just love that wallpaper. So I just wanted to
I don't even remember seeing that wallpaper.
I actually did, like, I put leopard and I was unsure. I was like, maybe it's not a leopard.
Leopard? Question mark?
Question mark?
There's
because it had a striped tail, but it had spots. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's not a leopard. Anyway.
Oh, it's leopards. It's not a leopard print. It's like leopards, like,
oh yeah, it's actual
profile.
leopards. Yeah. It's not like ugly.
It's like on like a seafoam green or something.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Right?
It's lovely wallpaper.
Yeah.
If you're going to get wallpaper, that's a good choice.
It was a nice one. I dug it.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I only have one other note because we already brought up that we all love Aubrey Plaza in this.
I love Aubrey Plaza in anything.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I love her.
Same.
Yeah.
Jinx, Monsoon, and Ben de la Creme were the drag queens in this movie. And I fucking love them. They also have a Christmas special that's on maybe Hulu. I think it might be Hulu. But it was a big deal because it was Ben de la Creme is the one that wrote it and directed it, and he is amazingly talented. So I highly recommend watching that Christmas special, just so you know. It's fantastic, very, very funny. But I love them. I love both of them. Jinx is the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. I can't remember what season. And Alaska and her were the last two. Like well, I think there might have been three. I don't know, but Alaska and Jinx were the ones that we wanted to vote for. Anyway, Jinx won, and Ben de la Creme did not win her season, but she did come back for All Stars and would have won, but she voted herself out. And it was a big dramatic deal. Anyway, I know nobody cares, but I just want to bring that up. I love them.
Well, thank you.
I'm a fan of both. So yeah, I was happy to see them in this movie.
Also, Michelle Buteau was in this movie, and I definitely think she should have had a much bigger part. She played the Christmas lights tour guide in the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
She's hilarious, and I wish she was in a larger role.
She was funny. Like, that whole tour was hysterical.
Yeah.
As brief as it was. like bringing up
I
the
mean,
death
Dan
toll for Christmas
His
trees.
role was also brief.
Which one?
I said Dan Levy was also like brief. It seemed.
Yeah, he was the reason I actually really wanted to watch it, because I love him, and I had obviously watched Schitt's Creek and was like, yes, yes, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Erica.
What? Did I say something wrong?
No.
No, Erica shot us a text and broke John's train of thought.
I was trying to do it behind the scenes, man.
No, I know.
Yeah, but then it was just like cut. And I was like, oh.
Okay, so
real
listeners,
quick,
my Zoom is saying I only have 8 minutes left on my meeting time.
Yeah, what is
And
that?
I don't know what
We've
to do
never
about
had
that because
before.
I'm an ancient woman.
It's you know what, we can just end this segment. We can wrap it up now and then do the thing and
do another
record again.
session for the second part.
Right.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right.
So yeah.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
I also want to point out that Dan Levy killed the fish that he was supposed to be pet sitting for Kristen Stewart's character.
Oh, I
and
love
went and
that.
got new fish.
Love that.
Which was a great part.
Yeah, that was funny. I like that little side story.
And it ends very great with Jane reading the opening chapter of her finished YA
successful
novel,
book,
and Dan Levy is like her publicist and all of that, and it's very cute because they're all being super supportive of her. So she ends up being the best character, like we already thought.
And she was a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, bitch! What? I love that. I love that so much. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good point. Yeah. So anyway,
so you liked it the first time, didn't like it so much the next time. How do you feel about it now? Would you still recommend it to people?
I mean, I think it's still a generally fun movie. It just has some parts that I would rather it didn't, with the unsupportive family.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's a movie, so they gotta do something
have
somewhere.
conflict. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would
I
still
think I'd
recommend
still
it to people.
recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll probably want to see it every year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know how they're
Yeah, as far as holiday movies go, it's pretty good. Pretty good for that. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. What would you rate it?
Who are we rating things?
Yes, of course we are.
6. 5.
6 toes?
Yeah,
I say 6.
5.5 toes.
I would say 6. 6 is good. 6 toes.
Across the
Cool.
board.
Huh?
Shit.
I said 6 across the board.
6.
Well, I dropped it to a 5.5.
Oh,
but
never
Oh.
mind.
yeah, no,
Gotta be different.
in the spirit of Satan, 666.
Oh, there you go. Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Satan. We love you.
Okay, so we'll take a brief
All right.
break and we will come back with more. I feel like we're in a commercial break. Join us after the
And-
break.
We need sponsors, please.
Oh, yeah. Satan, bringing you all the terror for this holiday season. 666.
I'm ending this meeting now.
My back hurts so bad. Doodly doo.
What?
What?
Doodly doo.
Doodly
Doodly doo. Doodly doo doo doo.
So
Welcome back.
Welcome back from the break that we took. We're We're still here with Erica, and we are talking about holiday films. These two films, both alike in dignity. So the second film that we watched was Single All the Way from 2021. This stars a lot of peoples, and they're all lovely. There is a Schitt's Creek connection here, and I didn't realize that until today. The last film that we watched was, of course, had Dan Levy in it. Levy. Did we discuss this already? And this one has another person from the show. I do not remember her name, and I feel like shit.
It's Jennifer Robertson.
Thank you.
She plays Jocelyn.
Oh, I fucking love her. She was in something else I was watching, but I don't think I ever finished it, or maybe I did. It was a show. No, I didn't finish it. I didn't think I liked it very much, but I liked her in it. It was about some young Southern mother or something with like a teenage daughter. And weird things ensue. I think there was a murder, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Murder. There was a murder.
I'll watch it if there's murder in it.
Yeah, there was totally murder in it. I can't remember what it was called. It's on Netflix show. Who cares? Whatever. That's not what we're discussing today. So Single All the Way. It also stars I don't know any of these people's names. The only people I know for fact are Jennifer Coolidge and Kathy Najimy. And that's because I fucking love them. Which we're going to talk about that in a moment as well. But it stars Michael Urie. Is that how you say his name? Urie?
Yeah.
And Philemon Chambers. Philemon? Am I saying that right? Philemon?
Sure.
Philemon? He is very handsome, by the way. I mean, I always thought that Michael Urie was very attractive as well. He, of course, was on Ugly Betty that we all loved and watched.
There was a like when we opened this movie, it has the dude who played the gay male assistant to the head woman of a fashion magazine in Ugly Betty, and then the other gay man who played the gay male assistant to the head of fashion magazine Jacqueline in a Bold Type. And I was like, this is super weird, because those are the only two things I know these dudes from, and they're together. And I was like, is this a crossover? Because they were also like on a photo set for a fashion shoot for some magazine.
I did not know that. I don't know the other thing that you were talking about.
The Bold Type?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. What is that? Is it a show?
Yeah, it's another like show that follows three women that work at this fashion magazine.
Oh,
kind of like Ugly Betty, except they're all super fashionable.
Oh, so boring. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I thought it was way better than I was expecting it to be. I didn't finish Ugly Betty, but I guess the Bold Type only had like a couple seasons.
You didn't finish Ugly Betty?
Went on for a while.
I loved Ugly Betty. I didn't like how they ended Ugly Betty, though. Like, as far as I remember. Or did I? I can't remember. I can't remember.
I didn't finish it either.
Oh, you did?
I liked it. I remember liking Ugly Betty, but I never finished it. I don't even know how many seasons I got into.
I watched the whole thing. And I thought, I'm pretty sure Erica recommended it to me. So I just thought you had seen the whole thing.
No.
That's hysterical. And it's funny too, because I watched, what was it? I think it was Superstore that I was watching, and I was just bored one day and decided to watch that. And I loved it. And then it turned out America Ferrera, is that her name? She was on this Ugly Betty show, and Vanessa Williams was also in it. I was like, well, I don't understand why I'm not watching that. So I watched it.
You watched Super before watching Ugly Betty?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
dude, I was watching it when it was getting aired, and I think that's why I didn't finish.
Oh, no, I watched it.
I'm not trying. I don't care enough to keep up.
I binged it. I binged it. Well, Superstore was still currently airing when I watched Ugly Betty because I ran out of Superstore because they weren't putting new episodes out yet. So I had to find something to do. So I watched Ugly Betty. I loved it. I think it ended weird though, if I can remember correctly. Like something she went off and did something else and was beautiful, of course, at the end. I mean, she was beautiful anyway, but they all just thought she was ugly, which I thought was stupid. I was like, just because she has braces? I don't know. It's almost like kind of like The Devil Wears Prada. Actually, it was a lot like The Devil Wears Prada, but
they came out around the same time. There was a lot of comparisons.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, it makes sense. But even that, like, because did anybody ever think Anne Hathaway was unattractive? No. Like so stupid. Or like, what was it? She's All That. She took her glasses
She's All
off.
That, yeah.
And I watched the new
and
one.
her ponytail.
Oh yeah, that's right. She had a ponytail. Oh, that ugly ponytail. It's almost like in Sex and the City when Charlotte is being flirted with by an attractive dude or whatever. And she's like, but I'm wearing my glasses. What does that have to do with anything? But I'm wearing my glasses. And she said that later to the girl.
Doesn't
What?
she say that's a Harry?
She might actually. I think she does later. But she does do it to that guy too. It was the one they were confused because she thought he was gay. And he turns out he wasn't. He was a pastry chef from Chelsea.
Yeah.
They went to the opera together. Anyway, not the point. He listened to Cher while they had sex. Like that was weird. Oof. Anyway, not the point. So Single All the Way is the movie we're talking about.
Yeah, what
Not
is it about?
any of these other things. I'm sorry. Yeah, what is this movie about? I'll take it from there. So this one is about gay men. No, I'm just and that's it.
The end.
The end. No, it's about a gay guy that is terrible with relationships, and he has to go to home for the holidays to see his family, and he's so excited because he finally has a boyfriend to bring home, but then finds out that his boyfriend is married with children and has to end his relationship with that man before he can go home for the holidays. And he decides to bring his best friend that he lives with, his roommate, with him for the holidays, and they're going to pretend like he's his boyfriend finally, like, oh, we finally ended up together, blah blah blah. And then they get there and chaos ensues.
The best friend doesn't uphold his end of the bargain.
He does not uphold his end of the bargain because his mom immediately wants to set him up with somebody for a date. And since she already knew who his best friend was, she just brought it up right in front of him. And then the best friend broke the promise and let him go on the date. And, things happen. But eventually, of course, the lead two characters realize they love each other and fall in love and have babies, maybe. I don't know. But it's a fantastic movie. I really, really, really liked this one. And I don't know if it's just because I'm gay and sad or something, but I thought it was quite lovely.
It was nice. It just it was Single All the Way is a happy season, but with gay dudes, and nobody has to come out. Like everyone's already out. They're in a small town.
Everybody's out.
And it's not a problem that they're gay. There's just so few queer people,
Yeah.
Which I thought that was nice. But sometimes some of the, and Happiest Season also suffered from just holiday dialogue is very I don't know. He just kept being like, my family. Oh, I miss my family. I love my family. It seemed like he was saying
very
the words
limited.
too much. Yeah. It was just the same things.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it. You like your family. Some people do, man.
I have to say, I've been very worried about coming on here and talking about this film.
Oh, why?
Because I I was surprised that you guys asked me to come on for these two, being a heterosexual woman. You guys had me on for these two movies, right? And I was like, I don't want to go on there and be like shitting all over the gay holiday film. You know,
The only two we have.
We only have two, Erica.
But I had.
They're not much, but they're ours.
And I agree. And that's what I kept saying to my husband, Justin, for the listeners, because he felt the same way I did when he watched this with me. And obviously, it's awesome to have a movie where the two gay characters, that is not the central plot, that they're coming out to their family and all that ensues with that. That's great. And that's probably the best aspect of this film for me. To me, this movie reads a lot like a Hallmark movie. It's got a lot of Hallmark movie vibe. And especially the first like 20 minutes of this movie, I was like, there is a lot going on. Because it was like scene after scene after scene, and it just cuts to all these things going on. It's just cramming shit in like within the first 20 minutes. And I'm like,
yeah, Erica, we gotta get to the family. We gotta get to the family part. We gotta get all these other details out of the way.
I know. And so that was my first impression. And then, of course, I'm texting John, telling him I've watched this. And John's like, "Oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait for us to talk about this movie." And I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm gonna ruin this for him." So I'm just prefacing anything I have to say with that I do think it is a great film for what it is, but it's not a film for me. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I agree. I agree with you. It's very Hallmark. It's very, it's fluff. There's nothing really, it's not like Happiest Holiday or whatever that other movie was called.
Season.
Well,
you picked it.
Oh my gosh. It doesn't mean I have to know what it's called.
Kind of. It had to come out of your mouth the first time.
I think this is, I don't know, because me and Ashley have talked about this on the podcast many times. Like the gay films or gay characters in things, we always have to have something tragic. Like it's never just happy and lovely and wonderful. There's always something. And with this one, I think it's an example of like, well, nothing really went wrong per se. Like it was just, everything was smooth sailing. He's gay. Everybody's gay. It's fine. Everybody's fine with it. So that was, you know what I mean? It's like, well, there really isn't any conflict at all.
Well, really, the biggest conflict in this movie is that this family can't let this man live. Like, why does he have to be in a relationship? Like, why are they so obsessed with him being in a relationship? I mean, they clap when they kiss.
Yeah.
They clap. A room full of people clap. It's absurd. Like, can he just live his life? Like, can he just live?
So, yeah. I mean, I got you. I get you. And I do think it is kind of silly. Well, I don't know. I mean, well, okay, hold on. Before any of that, let's back up a little bit. So, I'm going to go through some of my notes here. So, first of all, I love Kathy. I love Kathy and Jimmy. I adore her. I was so happy she was in this movie. I'm always happy when she's in a movie. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, so just her being in the movie was happy for me. Like, it's just like Step Up 3 or whichever one she was in, where she got to be Moose's mom. It's like, are you kidding me? Moose's mom is Kathy and Jimmy. That's just perfect for me. So having her in the movie, that's already a plus. Then her sister is played by Jennifer Coolidge. And I'm sorry, but that's just fucking cool. This is just fantastic. And it's funny because, and I'm going to skip ahead on my notes here a little bit, but Jennifer has a speech when the Schitt's Creek character, lady actress, what's her name?
Jennifer
She
Robertson.
plays Lisa.
Yeah. She plays Lisa.
Oh, wait.
Is that her?
Yeah, Lisa is her character name, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So Lisa says, hey, because they're trying to get the two together, the two main characters, the gays. So they're trying to get them to hang out more together to realize that they love each other. And she suggests to Jennifer Coolidge, like, hey, why don't you have them help you with your pageant that she's working on, which the whole pageant thing was just fantastic. But she has this
Christ.
Jesus H. Christ. But she has this little speech that she gives about gays, and she's like, the gays, they always know how to do everything, and they always love me. I don't know why, but I like it. And I fucking loved it because it's absolutely true. In fact, there is like a little, I don't know, like behind the scenes, or what do you call it? Promo? What do you call that? Like a little, what do you call that?
Like an interview?
A featurette, maybe?
Sure.
Like where they're trying to advertise, like, hey, we made this movie. And it's Kathy and Jennifer basically like talking about how, it's like every gay man's dream to have these two characters or these two women in this movie, because gay people love them so much. And they get to be in this gay holiday movie. And it's like, it's kind of true. Like, I don't think I would have liked this as much if they weren't in it. Like if they hadn't been in it, it just would have been obnoxious kind of, because one of my issues with the movie, and most movies like this, is all these gay men are attractive. Like, give me a fucking break. Nobody actually, I mean, it's just so stupid. It's like, if you have a single gay man that you're so concerned about him being single and never has a boyfriend to bring home, you would think that he would look more like me or something. Like, he's kind of pudgy and doesn't keep himself very well or whatever, but this guy's very attractive. It's like, give me a break. And then of course his roommate is this ridiculously attractive man. And then of course they can run into the other gay man in the whole scenario, and he's of course a hot, attractive gay man. It's like give me a break. Like, first of all, the main character would have, been more just normal looking, and if this was real life, and the person that Kathy would have introduced him to would have been another guy like that. Like, I don't know. It just didn't. It's always like that in these movies. It drives me nuts. Then again, I do believe
in the beginning he talks about like working hard and sprucing up and like whatever. Michael Urie's character, doesn't he? He talks about like all the different things he's been doing, like stuff with his skin or something. Am I mixing up the movies?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
But yeah, so your gripe is always not enough penis.
Oh, well, for sure. There should have been penis in this
too
movie.
Many hot dudes.
Yeah.
Too many hot dudes.
Too many hot dudes, but not enough dick.
Too many unrealistic hot dudes.
Unrealistic, yes. That's my thing. I mean, like I said, in this scenario, if this was real life, if Kathy and Jimmy was trying to set up her gay son, none of this would have looked this way.
Well,
it's just stupid.
Maybe that's the magic of the holiday season, John.
Everybody's attractive for the holidays.
Yeah, everyone's
maybe
hot.
That's why they're so obsessed with his love life, because he's so hot. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, that kind of makes sense to me too, though. Like for them to be so upset that their son doesn't have somebody, it's like because he's not just because he's attractive, but he's just a good person, and they want to see him with somebody, I guess.
Yeah, and that is fair, and that is fair. I just think they went a little over the top with that theme throughout this whole movie. Like that's generally the whole plot.
Yeah,
is the entire family is involved with trying to get this guy either with the new guy that she set him up on a blind date with, or with Nick, his roommate and best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And every character, that is their focus, except for Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, Jennifer doesn't
Why
give
she's
shit.
probably the most fun in this movie.
True.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's also, I don't know about for you dudes, but I do think it's a bit relatable. Granted, it's just the one thing about him not dating somebody. But like the worst part about like seeing all your family for the holidays is being asked questions for me anyway. And
Yeah.
it's usually like the same ones over and over and over again.
Mhm.
So like some
You
families,
get those when you're in relationships too, though. So
right,
it really
like when
doesn't
you having a kid,
matter. Yeah.
Mhm.
right? But
Yeah.
it's still like you know, maybe you want to talk about something else.
Yeah.
Like maybe why are they holding on to this one small piece of who you are?
Right.
Exactly.
But so like
I
can
mean,
relate
because
to that
it's like
bit,
you
but
said,
it's like
they're trying to
second
build this character as this great, wonderful, lovable person. Surely there's other things they can talk about
wall.
other than what's happening to him romantically.
Right.
Oh yeah. It is
And I
kind of
really
strange.
hate one of the scenes with Kathleen and Jimmy, unfortunately, where she asks him, "Why are you avoiding love?" And he's actively dating. Like, she knows that
Yeah.
and asked him that. That was kind of like a very bizarre thing to ask him, because it's kind of mean.
Did she ask it in reference to him not speaking out about his feelings for his
No,
friend,
she
or was
said
she
it
just saying
No,
it
she
regarding
said
his
it
like daily life?
when he was trying not to go on the blind date.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She did save it a little bit by not knowing how to pull up Facebook. So that was funny.
Yeah.
She saved it a bit there. I have to say though, even though, you know, they're obnoxious or whatever, I love the whole family and I think they're all great.
I like the dad.
Oh yeah, I love the dad. He's
that
wonderful.
dude from News Radio, right?
Sure. No idea. I do. What is his name? Barry Boswick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I do like him. Oh yeah. So in my notes, after Jennifer Coolidge, I wrote always fit, sexy gaze, and then I roll my eyes. Well, and that's the other thing. Okay, I have to say there was a scene where he's trying on like ski stuff to go on this second date with the dude that his mom set him up with, and his best friend comes out of the shower in a towel, and of course he's just ridiculous and looks fantastic, and like Michael,
I like it when he checks him out when he goes back
he
into
checks
the
him
bathroom.
out, and all I could think was like, you live with this person, you live with him. There is no way you've never seen him without a shirt on.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Well, I think it's the towel. He's wet and has a towel on.
Well, he had to have seen that at some point too. I mean, they live in an
maybe he
apartment
wants
together.
to see it again.
I know, John.
I mean-
John, like you would just get used to that.
No, I wouldn't. I would look at it every
Thought so.
opportunity.
Exactly.
Like, yes, take off the towel. He should have just been naked. I don't know why he wasn't naked. In fact, they all should have been naked, at least part of this movie. Well, that's another thing that's kind of funny, is not to stereotype the gays, but I was shocked that him and the blind date didn't hook up at all in this movie. Not just because I would like to see it, but I feel like it's a little, I mean, maybe that is stereotyping. I don't know. But I feel like if it was me, I would have done it real quick, like on the first date. But that's maybe just me.
They were
I don't
just
know.
like, I don't know. It's a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I think it's keeping with the vibe of a Hallmark movie.
To
You're
not
not gonna
hook
have
up.
lots of sex scenes going on.
I mean,
Yeah,
true.
just a bunch of hookups.
Yeah.
Which is what it would have
Like,
been.
is
He would have
this
gotten on his
avoiding
grinder
love, Mom?
immediately to check out who's in the area. I also had to Google FOMO because I had no idea what that was. And I was like,
Fear of missing out.
What?
I was like, what do they keep saying? And then he said he was a FOMO-sexual. And I was like, I don't understand what this is. And this is the second time I've seen this movie. I didn't do it the first time because I just figured it was something I just didn't know and I didn't care.
You just ignored it.
I just ignored it. This time I was like, I'm going to have to Google this because I don't know what it is. And then I found out what it was, and I was like, really? Is this a thing? And people just know about this and they talk about it? I didn't know.
I think I first saw it in Broad City. They had an episode about FOMO. And they
Oh, I've never
explained
seen
FOMO.
Broad City. That's why.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
that's my problem.
I don't know that it invented FOMO, but I do think it popularized the term.
The term. Oh, well. Okay, then I have my note about Jennifer's speech. So I already told you about that. I don't know what the heck that is because I can't read my writing, but I do want to say that I purchased Whitney Houston's Christmas album specifically after I saw this movie because I wanted to hear Joy to the World. I was like, I want to hear that really bad now. I mean, obviously I could just pull it up on Spotify, I'm sure, but it's like, no, I want to own that song and play it on vinyl.
I think it was in the movie too, right?
It was in the montage.
Yeah.
So, my note, the way that James said yes to being a model was, I didn't like it. I thought it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, yes, of course. Like, okay. So we're that guy. Super excited about being attractive.
I think he was just having a good time.
No,
he's confident, man.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he's allowed to be confident and not like a butthole, you know.
But he kind of was a butthole.
You think he walks through the world and doesn't know he's hot?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously now I know he definitely thinks he's hot.
He knows he's hot. John.
No,
and that's okay. He can think he's hot.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. You need to start thinking that about yourself, man.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. Yeah. Not at all. Not in the least. I mean, but I would say yes to being a model for sure. Why not? Photograph me. That's fine.
So here we are.
See?
But I wouldn't be like that about it. I'd be like, yes, of course.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
Time.
I would politely say, yes, I would love to model for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Which I have said that before. I've been asked to be photographed and I have let them photograph me. So there you go. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I've ended my list.
Do you want me to give you my negative notes, or do we just want to ignore them?
Wait, no, I'm all for it.
No, absolutely.
I love it. Give me the drama.
Well, on the positive, I love that. What's his name? Michael Urie, is that his name?
Sure.
That his character loves plants.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about
that was really cute. Him spraying them down and talking to them, and then at the end, Nick buys him a shop or rents him out a shop for him to move back home and be a shop owner selling plants. I thought that was really cute.
Expensive too. It's the only street in town, and it's got a great storefront.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah, it did. Beautiful shop.
I really didn't like when I think the character's name is Peter. Michael's character is Peter, and then Nick is the roommate. When he's trying to get him to go home with him and put on this ruse that he's his boyfriend, he weirdly brings up that he doesn't want Nick to have to stay home alone on Christmas after the loss of his mother. He guilts him with this line, and it was very odd. He says it kind of quick, and then they just kind of move on. I was like, it was a really selfish move, because he was doing it to get him to come with him. It wasn't a genuine concern. And what else do I have? Oh, I also want to know why in this movie is the only Black man in this movie, Nick, constantly being put to work. He is being put to work in scene after scene in this movie. And I get that he's the task rabbit, which they talk about nonstop, that he is a task rabbit in this movie. But he is constantly working. He's fixing plumbing as soon as he shows up to the family's house. He's doing Christmas lights. He's wrapping gifts. He's building sets. He's modeling. He's doing all this stuff constantly. Why is this black character being treated like this? Like he's there to work on his vacation.
I think that the TaskRabbit thing was a bit of a poor attempt to show that he's like marriage material. You know,
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
he can fix
Like he's
anything,
skilled.
do whatever. Yeah.
Mhm.
But really he's on holiday doing these
Yeah.
jobs.
Can we let this man relax?
Yeah, it is weird that he kept
Yeah,
taking the jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like even
I
the
mean,
family like put him to work.
but-
Even the Jennifer Coolidge for the play, she was like, "Let's get the gays. Nick will do it. Nick will do it."
Yeah. Like the Task Rabbit actual jobs for Task Rabbit don't bother me. He's getting paid for those.
Yeah.
It's all the other things that people are tacking on for him to do. And
Yeah,
of
that's
course,
true.
like we said, it's to show him as this skilled person. And it's also to show that he's like kind and, you know, willing to just be there for all these people that he barely knows.
Right.
But it's a little much. I also didn't like that they swapped out Kathy and Jimmy's tree with a real tree.
That bothered me. That was
Yeah.
mean.
I liked her fake tree. I thought it was fine.
I know. I'd be really
Yeah,
upset
I
if
did
someone
too.
swapped my tree.
Yeah,
I have
especially
a
for the
fake
reasons that she
silver,
said.
tree.
The reasons that she gave for not wanting the real tree are totally legitimate. That's the reason
Yeah.
I would never want one. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning up all
She's
those
like-
damn needles. And what do you
Yeah,
do with it
who's
afterwards?
cleaning it up?
Ew.
Yeah.
My parents just leave theirs up. It's been up for years now, just in the living room.
I mean, I have
I'm
the
not
same
even
Christmas
kidding.
decorations that have been up for
Yeah.
years.
Just the tree. She puts the other decorations away, but leaves the tree there.
Yeah.
And I think it's hysterical.
Is
I'm
it
like-
also barren of ornaments?
Yes, she takes those off.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's just there.
Perfect.
Just the tree. Just the tree.
Well,
She
didn't
goes
she-
through the
didn't
work
she
of
used to do
dressing
that?
and undressing it, but not through the work of bringing it inside and taking it
Yeah.
outside.
Well, she
Right.
used to leave it for Stanley
Incredible.
because Stanley would
Yeah.
rub his back on it. Like he'd walk underneath it in a circle to scratch his back. She had to take it down eventually though, because he he started having issues with his legs and whatever. It's tragic. He passed away.
Oh,
Not because of that, but it didn't help.
because
Um,
of the Christmas tree?
Kind of.
I don't
Like he
know.
scratched his back so bad that he couldn't walk on his back legs. Like he was
That's
rubbing
all.
his
I didn't
spine.
realize that was why.
Yeah. But then he found other ways to do it anyway. So it's like he
Yeah.
was just,
Oh my.
I don't know. He was just,
He had an itch.
he was poor thing. Anyway, I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
that. So we're Stanley.
Yeah, let's get back to the movie. So I also, even though I think this movie ended really well with the shop and all of that, and spoiler alert, Nick and Peter get together at the end. I think they could have done better with developing their friendship, because I didn't feel invested at all in these two people having a relationship, because they didn't really talk about how, it wasn't really until like halfway or maybe 3/4 of the way into the movie that they actually started talking about how they knew each other, when they talk about how they both walked into the gym and they overheard how a family got a family discount with the gym, and they just didn't know each other and just fell into these roles pretending to be a family so they could get a discount. That was a really cute story.
Yeah.
It's a
And
really
it was
cute
something
story.
they should have said towards the beginning, so you kind of get an idea of how this friendship started and how close they are and all that. Because, you know, I didn't really care if they got together personally, because I was like, they're hardly in any scenes together. And then when they are, it's mostly them talking about his blind dates with the other guy. So I think they could have done a little better with that too.
Yeah.
I
think that's all the notes I have. But
yeah, I really dug something I did dig about this feature in particular is that whenever we see queer people, but particularly queer men, like in romantic relationships in film, it doesn't always, sometimes it can like feel a bit clunky, like whoever was filming, I don't know, like it's just, it doesn't seem as natural, because it's not like necessarily a cut and paste like situation. And I really dug how any sort of flirting just seemed incredibly natural with all the male characters, and I really dug that. I'd also like to say Barry Bostwick, not in News Radio. I know neither of you watch News Radio, but he was in Spin City, which I assume nobody else watched, but I did. Just wanted to correct
Spin City,
myself
no.
from earlier.
I don't think so. Was that Michael J. Fox?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see that. No. Nothing against Michael J. Fox. I remember the show. I just never saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't like that Nick had those earrings. They were ugly, and I don't know why he had them.
Write him a note.
Write him a note. I don't like your earrings. Take them out.
Take them out.
That was stupid. I don't know why that was just kept bothering me throughout the whole thing. Like, why does he have those ugly ass earrings?
Any other final thoughts?
The singer in the bar at the end of the movie is Kathy and Jimmy's husband in real life.
Oh yes,
and I dug him, and I dug his
that was
song.
funny. That was funny.
Yep.
Right on.
Yeah.
Rating? You got
6 toes.
I'm gonna say 5.
I'm gonna do a 5.5 again. I feel the same.
Cool.
It's not going to hell. That's good. Hell, you gay movie. Well, yeah. Anyway, this was nice. It was lovely. Lovely holiday moment.
Yeah.
From us to you and yours. Thank you everyone for joining us on this holiday season. Oh, is that the name of the movie? Holiday season?
Happiest season.
Oh, Happiest season.
Why am I mad about it?
I don't know. You are very, very mad that I don't know the name of that damn movie.
It's just weird.
Well, I think I keep getting messed up because I keep thinking of Andy Williams. It's the holiday season. So hoop-dee-doo and a dickory-dock. Don't forget to hang up your sock, cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be
We're gonna
going
get
down
pulled
the
now.
chimney down. Oh yeah, we're never gonna be able to air that. Oh,
say goodbye to any sort of monetization.
It was 30 seconds. It was fine. It was 30
That's
seconds.
way
of a
too
song.
long.
No, it wasn't. Oh yeah.
You've got
So
7 seconds.
7
before
seconds.
they ding you. Yeah.
No, 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds.
You get 30. That's
For
so
sampling.
long.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, besides the fact that I
Look this
sang it
up.
myself, so I really don't think anybody's gonna want that. So I don't think, anybody's gonna want to.
Nobody wants credit for
Nobody
that.
wants to admit that that was their song. So anyway, and we wanted to especially thank Erica for being on this holiday episode with us.
Yeah.
For
Thank you,
these
Erica,
I had a
for
good
joining
time.
us on
Thank
a
you for
queer
having me.
episode.
Yeah,
So,
we've been what?
I said thanks for joining us on our queer episode.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
But I mean,
Yeah.
all of episodes are queer episodes. So
that's true. They're all
Thanks for
queer.
joining.
The queerest of the queer. I'm not going to sing that one. So
is that a song?
yeah,
Don't
it's
sing it.
Queer by Garbage. Anyway. Oh my gosh, who cares?
I know we're not talking about the movie anymore, but I am surprised that John didn't bring up the fact that Michael spotted that Jennifer Coolidge's speech was a Madonna speech from one of her tours.
Oh yes, it was from Truth or Dare, word for word. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
There was something else they mentioned too that I was like, oh crap, what was it? See, this is why I should take better notes. Because he said he said something else, and I was like, oh, I love this guy. He knows all the things I know. I can't remember what it was, but it was lovely, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's gonna bother me
Right on.
now, dadgummit. I'm not watching it again. So what? Oh, reach out to us. We have social medias. We have I'm really good at this, can you tell?
You can follow us on Facebook at One Foot Podcast or One Foot on the Ground Podcast, and everywhere else it's going to be One Foot Podcast. You can email us at onefootpodcast@gmail.com. We are on the Twitter. We are on Instagram. That's probably where we post the most.
Post
And
the
like,
most.
subscribe, do some reviews, and we'll see you next round.
Oh yeah, if you hated this, please tell us.
Oh yeah, I want to hear it.
Ashley loves to know how
Attention,
terrible
Ashley,
we've done.
please.
Attention, Ashley. We
Yeah.
hated everything about this.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah. Until next time, dudes.
until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.